China's Type 004 aircraft carrier has garnered significant attention, and recent developments have provided more insights into this advanced project. The name Type 004 refers to a new class of supercarriers positioned immediately after the Type 003, but it does not necessarily indicate that it will be China's fourth aircraft carrier. If the Type 003 proves to be the only ship in its class, then the Type 004 could indeed be the fourth carrier. The Type 004 is actively under development, with many important components being procured. Information regarding this project primarily comes from China's official military auction website, where different entities involved in defense projects post bids for components they cannot manufacture themselves. These auctions reveal important details, such as the components being procured, their maximum price, and the expected timelines. While specific projects are not always disclosed, the nature of these bids often hints at the intended use of the equipment, offering a glimpse into the ongoing developments. A recent batch of auction documents has provided significant clues about the Type 004's flight deck. The auctions feature bids for components critical to aircraft carrier operations, such as naval elevators, electromagnetic catapults, and landing arresting gears. Among these, there is a bid for several sets of control modules for aircraft elevators, which could serve as either personnel elevators or weapons elevators. While the precise purpose of these elevators is not yet confirmed, it is reasonable to assume that the Type 004 will likely feature at least 4 aircraft elevators. These elevators will likely be essential for moving ordnance or personnel on and off the flight deck efficiently. The auctions also include a bid for linear motors, which are used in electromagnetic catapults, key systems for launching carrier-based aircraft, including fighters and airborne early warning systems, such as the KJ-600. The contract specifies the procurement of 4 motors, alongside essential subcomponents like energy chargers and storage cabinets. This suggests that the Type 004 will be equipped with 4 electromagnetic catapults, a configuration likely to mirror those on U.S. carriers, where 3 of the catapults are regularly used, with the 4th serving as a backup. Additionally, the auctions include landing arresting gears, mechanical systems designed to decelerate aircraft as they land on the carrier's flight deck. These systems are usually placed at the rear of the angled flight deck, allowing for maximum distance for the arresting wires. This layout ensures that the aircraft can safely land without risk of falling off the edge of the ship. Lastly, there is a bid for a net barricade, an emergency device that can be deployed if normal arresting gear fails. This barricade will ensure that incoming aircraft can be recovered safely in critical situations. At this point, it seems clear that these military auctions for components such as elevators, catapults, and arresting gears point to an aircraft carrier project. However, it's still possible that these items are related to China's Type 076 landing helicopter dock, which is also expected to feature electromagnetic catapults and landing arresting cables. Although this possibility cannot be entirely ruled out, the growing evidence suggests that these components are for the Type 004 nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Additional information further supports the development of the Type 004. A new facility has been built near Wuhan by the 701st Research Institute of the China Shipbuilding Industry Corporation. This institute is responsible for the design of many of China's key naval ships. The new facility is said to be dedicated to testing the steam systems for marine nuclear reactors, a crucial step in preparing the reactors for use in the Type 004. Land-based boilers have been installed at the facility to simulate reactor operations, allowing the team to thoroughly test and verify the designs before deploying them on a ship. This process indicates that China is taking extensive precautions to ensure the reliability of its nuclear reactor systems. In addition to the new testing facility, another piece of evidence comes from a letter of recommendation for a skilled worker in the naval shipbuilding sector. The letter states that the worker's previous experience includes working on turbines for the Shandong and Fujian aircraft carriers, and they are now being recommended for a project codenamed AH. The 703rd Research Institute, which is responsible for designing marine turbines, is leading this project. While the details of Project AH are not fully disclosed, The mention of turbines for the Shandong and Fujian strongly suggests that Project AH is related to the development of turbines for China's nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. This clue, combined with statements from credible Chinese insiders, adds to the mounting evidence that the Type 004 is indeed under development. These insiders have a track record of accurately predicting Chinese military developments, and their claims lend further credence to the idea that the Type 004 is on its way. Though I won't identify these insiders to protect their ability to share information in the future, their insights align with the available evidence. All the pieces of this puzzle point to the construction of a large, nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. The next question is, where will this carrier be built? In China, only 2 shipyards have the capacity and experience to handle the construction of such a massive vessel: the Jiangnan Shipyard in Shanghai and the Dalian Shipyard in Liaoning. The Jiangnan Shipyard built the Fujian, while the Dalian Shipyard was responsible for both the Liaoning and the Shandong. In April 2023, the Jiangnan Shipyard released images of a new supercarrier marked with the hull number CV-20. This hull number suggests that the shipyard is preparing to build another large carrier, possibly the Type 004. Interestingly, Dalian Shipyard also revealed a model of a nuclear-powered carrier in December 2022, marked with the same hull number. The release of these images by both shipyards has raised expectations that they are preparing for the construction of the Type 004, though it remains unclear which shipyard will ultimately be selected for the project. Both shipyards might be competing for the contract to build the Type 004, as competition for high-profile projects is common in China. However, there is also the possibility of dual carrier construction, with each shipyard building one ship. This idea has been discussed on Chinese online forums, though no concrete evidence has yet emerged to confirm it. Still, Dalian Shipyard seems to be the more likely candidate for the nuclear-powered carrier. Dalian Shipyard, particularly its number 3 shipyard in Dalian, is often cited as the most likely location for the Type 004. This shipyard has access to a large dry dock capable of accommodating a supercarrier, including one the size of the U.S. Navy's Gerald R. Ford class. In June 2023, Dalian Shipyard issued a procurement document related to nuclear safety training, further suggesting that the shipyard is preparing for the construction of a nuclear-powered carrier. The training program, which is expected to take place at the number 3 shipyard, highlights the growing focus on nuclear safety as preparations for the Type 004 progress. Dalian Shipbuilding has also planned significant upgrades to its number 3 shipyard, including modifications to the dry dock, slipway, and module assembly facilities. These upgrades make the shipyard an ideal candidate for the construction of the Type 004. While the possibility of dual construction exists, it seems more likely that Dalian Shipyard will handle the nuclear-powered version of the carrier, given its facilities and ongoing upgrades. While much of the focus has been on the Type 004 nuclear-powered carrier, it's also worth considering the possibility that China could build additional conventional carriers. Conventional carriers can be built much faster than nuclear-powered ones. For example, the U.S. Navy's Kitty Hawk class took just 4 years to build, compared to the 6 years it took to build the Nimitz-class nuclear-powered carriers. With ongoing tensions with the United States, it may make strategic sense for China to pursue the faster construction of conventional carriers that could be combat-ready more quickly. In conclusion, there is ample evidence supporting the imminent construction of China's Type 004 nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. Key procurement documents, new facilities for reactor testing, shipyard upgrades, and credible insider reports all point to this conclusion. The most likely location for its construction is the Dalian Shipyard, specifically the number 3 shipyard in Dalian. Whether China will pursue dual carrier construction remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the Type 004 is coming, and it will significantly enhance China's naval capabilities. In terms of flight deck facilities, it appears to be comparable to the U.S. Navy's Gerald R. Ford class, signaling a new era for China's naval power.